Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am playing with a super cool layering stencil set from Trinity Stamps to create a quick and easy scene that's also gorgeous. This is the Layering Pine Forest stencil set from Trinity Stamps. There are three 9x4 stencils in this set. They are layered 1 through 6, so you know which one to use first, and so on. There are also masks for every single tree in this set. I love it. So we're going to jump in with the colors I'm using first. This is Speckled Egg Distress Oxide. I also have Iced Spruce, and then I have some Weathered Wood, and then I have Stormy Sky, Faded Jeans, and Chipped Sapphire. So a little mix of grayish greens, blues, and dark blue. All right, so this is side number 1 for the stencil. The other side would be side number 6 because the trees are the smallest. So first I have my speckled egg. I'm starting with my distress tool and just putting the color straight down and adding not necessarily the perfect inking, because we're going to be layering up so many of these trees and there's going to be tons of splatter, because you know how I roll. I love splatter. So I'm not too worried if my stenciling isn't like perfectly perfect. No need. Trees vary in color, right? So there's layer number 1, and then here's the stencil labeled 2 and 5, and I'm going to stick that down, and you can center your stencil or offset it a little bit and just play with the arrangement of the trees as well. Next, I have my Iced Spruce. I'm bringing in, this one's quite gray with a little bit of like a greenish tint to it, and I am just loving these colors for winter, especially the first 3 colors, that kind of muted tones. I think it's really beautiful. So again, adding in the color but not necessarily making it perfect, and that's going to work out really fine for these stencils, and it makes it go a lot more quick and easy. It probably took me, I don't know, 10 to 12 minutes to do this background, and you know, that includes cleaning off my stencil, changing out my foam on my dauber, and cleaning off my mat. So it really was very quick. So now here's layer number 3 with Weathered Wood. This has a grayish look to it with like an undertone of blue. So like I said, these 3 colors are so delish together. I'm loving it. Look at that. So cool for winter. All right, let's bring in some of the blues. This is layer number 4. I totally forgot to, I pushed the button at the wrong time and didn't actually record. So that was my 4th layer. So let's move on to layer number 5, and this is the Faded Jeans I'm bringing in here, and you can see the trees have gotten smaller, and because we're layering these up, it's best if the trees in front are darker. But you know, if you wanted to play around with that, you totally could. You could bring in a paste and do some of these front layered trees. That would be super cool. So there you have 5 layers, and then for the 6th is my Chipped Sapphire. So getting pretty dark in the blue for this last layer, so those trees will show up and layer on top of the other colors really well. Yeah, so here we are finishing up this background, and then you can see how delicious that is. It's so gorgeous. I love all the layers of the trees. It really gives it a lot of depth. So I have a lot of ink on there. I decided I would give it a little spray with my distress sprayer and some water and give it that kind of far away look of snow. I heated that with my heat gun just to dry it a little bit, and then I'm bringing in some white acrylic paint to splatter over the top of that because I love this for the look of snow. It just adds that perfect snowy look. Now, I did put a ton of paint on here, I know, but it's going to dry back a lot lighter, and then I'll have the look I was going for. So never be afraid to put extra splatter on there because it'll dry back. All right, now I have my Simply Sentimental Thank You stamp set, or thanks stamp set and die set. I'm going to die cut the words thank you and the shadow layer for that. You can see though there is a stamp that matches this, so you could stamp the thank you and cut it out with that shadow layer of the die. So there's lots of different options here. There are supporting sentiments that go with the larger thank yous and thanks, and this is just one in a series of stamp sets. There's also a Simply Sentimental You and hello to create lots of different sayings. So these are like perfect stamp sets to go with what you already have. Love them. All right, I am going to attach these to a second die cut shadow layer just to give them a little bit more height off of my card, but a lot less than using foam squares. So that's going to help it pop up just a tiny bit. Now I am going to stamp a like supporting sentiment from that same stamp set, and it says from the bottom of my heart. I love it. I'm using that same dark blue paper that I used for my shadow layer. I'm going to treat it with anti-static powder because I'm going to emboss this using my Versamark ink. It's a sticky ink, so once I stamp that down, my embossing powder will stick to it quite nicely. I'm just gently stamping that because it's a very fine detailed lettering, and then I won't get any of that blurry letter look. Now I'm sprinkling on the powder. All that's left to do now is heat that up with my heat tool, melting that powder, and then I have a nice embossed white sentiment on my dark blue paper. I'm going to trim this down using my quick trimmer. You could use a die for this or a paper cutter, whatever you have that works for you. I love this little quick trimmer. I use it a lot for hot foiling. There's a blade that comes with it for foil, cutting your foil, and also one for paper. So I just use a little double-sided temporary adhesive on the back of that to hold it down, and then use my quick trimmer to make a nice quick sentiment strip. Once I figured out where I wanted everything, I'm gluing it in place. So the thank and the you are going to be kind of in the center of the card. And to make sure I got that where I wanted, which is, you know, not going uphill and not going downhill, I brought in my T-square ruler for a little helping hand. And then I can add my sentiment just under that. And because it says from the bottom of my heart, I thought it would be appropriate to add some heart embellishments. There are so many embellishments at Trinity Stamps. And if you find one that you like, chances are they're going to have it in multiple colors. Love that. Now this is the berry blue jelly hearts. They're all jelly hearts that you can see there. And they are a little bit translucent. So that blue that looks turquoise on top of the darker blue really coordinates better with my card because you can see that dark blue through it. And then I have these green ones that I'm adding on, but I'm going to link all of these jelly drop hearts for you in the description below so you can check them out. And if you're watching this on January 1st, they are having a huge embellishment sale. So go check that out because it's a good deal. All right, now I'm going to glue this down to my card base, which is actually 8 3/4 by 7.5, scored at 3.5 to be a little bit larger than my 8.5 by 3.5 inch card front. And that is my thank you card. I already know who I'm going to send this to. I have a goal I'm sharing with you all to keep me more accountable to send out more cards this year. I tend to make more cards than I actually send. It's a little shocking, I know, but that's my goal for 2022, to send out more cards. I hope you'll do the same and just bless people with your creative talents. Thank you so much for watching and stopping by. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I have new card making and paper crafting videos all the time. I'll see you guys very soon on the next video. Happy stamping! Bye!